2-7. Ooh, who's this guy? I tried to stop him, but the rascal kept fighting and was going to yell out loud that the whole court would hear him. Do not worry, I recognize the young man. He was the one who turned Archbishop Goebel's life upside down. My name is Guillotine. I am his son. Ah, you're the illegitimate son we found. I suppose I know why you came here. You should know, however, that Goebel is no longer an archbishop and is now immune. Help me, please, in any way you can. Are you deaf, boy? Did you hear what I said? Goebel is untouchable since he has made an alliance with Herbert. If you had come to me sooner... I went to Jacques Louis David, to Citizen Danton. Citizen Danton? Danton will not help you, of that I'm certain. It's over. Goebel will be a successful politician, so take your mother far from Paris and forget about everything. My mother died a few years ago, despairing and humiliated as she pined for her love. I really am sorry for your loss, but there's nothing I can do. The world loves the new Archbishop Apostate. So nobody will help me? I mean, I would have helped him. Why didn't I get a choice? Bad relationship with my entire family, basically. Revolutionaries aren't happy, aristocrats aren't happy, common folk aren't happy. Oh my god, everyone's not happy. So God save the... Yeah, what happened? So... all the slit throats will surely raise crime statistics. The author of the letter were old and angry friends of your spy. It would appear that Ramel was attached to his knife, and he used it with cruel efficiency against a trio that came to kill him. He managed to force a few words about the dark depths of Parisian society from the victim before he ended his suffering. Maybe you'll be able to use this information somehow. So if I had sent guards, I would have got nothing, but basically they slit all their throats. I still got nothing. That's annoying. So... I still don't know who this person is, and I really want to know. Alright, who are you? Nathan Diesrif. I've heard this name. Treason and counter-revolutionary. Gaston de Townsy. Viscount de Pussy. I hate French names so much. 37-year-old captain of the artillery. Unlike the other officers from the aristocracy, he did not flee France once the rebellion began. Instead continued his military career. He became famous after the Battle of Valmoy, which halted the advance of the Prussian and Austrian armies. He is currently commanding Cannon Company of the 39th Demi Brigade, which is stationed in the vicinity of Paris. He is generally considered to be an experienced officer, although his past alcoholism casts a shadow upon his reputation. So he's a good officer, but he's a bit of a drunk. As an officer, he's been tasked with transferring the company's cannon to the site of mass execution of the counter-revolutionaries. Wait, what? Transferring the company's cannon to the site of mass execution of counter-revolutionaries. The Bistrit prison warden Alphonse Diotre has accused him of potentially losing the cannon during the march and sabotaging the verdict of the Revolutionary Tribunal. I see. Against protocol, de Tosse issued an order to transport the cannon crew on the company's vehicles, separate from the cannon from which the transported later with the food supply. Okay. This resulted in the cannon being found in the vicinity of Warburg, far from Porchons, where the condemned were scheduled to be shot. When the cannon crew finally arrived, Captain Tosse was drunk, and the soldiers testified Tosse changed the route of the transport with Sergeant Fett after the marching had already started. He didn't want to do it. He claims de Tosse arranged this operation because a certain Quentin de Laval, his comrade in arms, was among the condemned. De Tosse and de Laval fought together in the Army of the North during the Battle of Valmoy. De Laval carried the Viscount on his back in the middle of a Prussian artillery fire. I mean, so he's not an idiot. He's heroic in his own way. He's just drunk and really didn't want to be a part of this execution for some reason. At first, he was supposed to face court-martial, but given the counter-revolutionary character of his charges, it was decided he should instead answer to the tribunal. I don't know. Since this is the revolution, you're doing the most historically accurate thing by just executing everyone. I mean, it's true. I'm just trying to make sure I don't get executed. That's the hard part. Like, the revolutionaries right now don't like me very much. The aristocrats I've gotten back on side, and the people are okay. The revolutionaries do want him executed, though, so I could do that. As is the common folk, and apparently my family don't care in the slightest right now. I guess it's because they don't like me either. Alright, so that's the case file. Gaston de Tossy, Cannon of the 39th Demi Brigade. I don't know why when I read so much it makes me yawn and it's annoying. I remind the accused that he faces a court as an ordinary citizen, stripped of all privileges resulting from his rank and suspended of all soldier pending the conclusion of the trial. If I may, I was not awarded my rank by this court, so the court will not tell me if I am an officer or not. I mean, I can understand. You are answering for insubordination and conduct, not befitting of an officer. Contain yourself. You are accused of using your position to obstruct execution of counter-revolutionaries. How do you plead? No, it is shit produced by the arse that is Citizen Diotri. Wow. They should behead you for that filthy mouth. It is you who should be beheaded, you cowardly sluggards. You shout here that I did not see you on the Prussian front. True. A lot of people I've seen have that argument about the French Revolution, that the loudest revolutionaries were all in Paris, not at the front line defending France. I have seen that argument written before. So, you're an experienced officer. I find it surprising an experienced officer would not foresee provisions and a cannon being unable to keep up with the lighter vehicles. I did not expect that Sergeant Fout to get lost in, well, known terrain and lead the transport to Valborg instead of Portions. I believe the accused did what he could to lose the cannon. They would not arrive at the site of the execution. Why would I do that? Diotri could easily ask for another company of 6-pounders. It would not help anyone, especially the condemned. What plan? Do you intend to free the condemned? Nonsense. The majority of people who are part of the revolution, doctors who tend to them, court case participants, and even a person who invented the guillotine ended up getting executed themselves eventually. It's true. It's almost comical. Yeah, it's... The French Revolution was a very messed up time. Some good things did come out of it. A lot of our modern democracies are definitely built off of what happened during it, but man, did it get messy. Revolutions are never a good solution. It just leads to deaths of thousands, and honestly, in the revolution it probably went into the millions if you include all the soldiers that died in all the wars they started. So he claims he wasn't trying to deny it, and it kind of makes sense. He's right. Getting the cannons lost would not have saved their lives. They would have just got more cannons. So I don't see that being an issue. So, hold on. Change the... Yeah, why did you change the route? Because that's the bit that confuses me. No, not the Tribune rule. Changing the route. Damn it! Why did the artillerymen change before the cannon? March before the cannon? Because they were ready to leave earlier. The gunners had to prepare the carriages and take the case shot from the arsenal in order to realise Diotrin's dream of becoming second Fauché, whatever that is. You did not like the execution order? The army is supposed to fight, not torture defenceless people. The defenceless people pose the threat to France. They deserve to be shot. I was given an order and tried to carry it out. You asked for my opinion, so I gave it to you. I mean, he's not wrong. The army shouldn't be used for executions. That's what the courts are for. Hang on, what does it actually say about that? Arrange the operation because a certain Quinton... Comrade-in-Arms, right. So you were friends with one of the people that was going to be executed. Did the accused intentionally direct cannon to Warburg to obstruct the execution of Quinton de Lavelle? I did not know Colonel Lavelle was amongst the condemned. It was just stupidity? I would rather say it was a mistake. True, people make mistakes. And war, mistakes like that cost the lives of our soldiers. I admit, as an officer I am guilty, but I did not have ill intentions. You should have heard horses, not lead soldiers. I mean, I don't know. If you didn't know... Yeah, abuse of alcohol. Wonder why after such a long time of sobriety he decided to get drunk precisely when carrying out Colonel Fabian's orders. It was a moment of personal weakness. That is the only thing I can admit to. Was the momentary weakness responsible for you ordering Sergeant Fell to send the cannon to Warburg instead of Porchons? I do not remember giving such an order. Who said that? Your subordinates. The court believes that you wanted to use your intoxications as alibi after redirecting the transporter cannon. Or perhaps he needed to drown his fear in an infallible hand of justice. You asses know nothing about justice. I kinda like this guy in a weird way. Cease your impudence or we will teach you about discipline. Were you drinking to cover up your true intentions? It's an unjust misinterpretation of the facts. At least he fought against the Prussians. I mean, from what I've read about the Prussian army, you had to have balls to go into the field against the Prussians. They were truly an army amongst armies in Europe at the time. Alright, so hang on, what's left? Sabotaging the verdict of the tribunal and cannon transport. Where do they come up? Separate from the cannon, right. Why did you not follow protocol? Have the crew march with their cannons. According to Colonel Fabian's orders, the company was to arrive at Porchons within a day. That was impossible. We would not have made it in time if we had marched from the training ground following protocol. He made no mention of disregard for standard marching procedure in his order. There was, however, a strong indication the tribunal's verdict would not wait and that I should hurry. Oh, my stomach. The order was clear. The circumstances were extraordinary, so I did all I could to carry it out. Separating the crews from the cannon was supposed to hasten their march. I'd be interested to hear your explanation. The crew would have been able to carry the execution without a cannon. I remember a very different plan. I wanted to follow orders as closely as possible. That's an interesting way of putting it. Okay, so we can call in a witness. What would you do to help comrade-in-arms whose life was in danger? Whatever I could. So the accused would not hesitate to sabotage execution of de Lavelle, of whom he owes his life. Sabotaging Lieutenant de Lavelle's execution would merely postpone it, not change the decision of the tribunal. At least he's honest. But it would clear your conscience as you will not participate in the death. I believe that is a good enough excuse for you to lose the cannon. Oi! Oi! Frickin' dog eating a cord? Go eat a toy. Little shits. Alright, in my opinion, we are dealing with a plot. Impudent speculation. Where is your evidence? If we dismissed all absurd possibilities, only the counter-revolutionary plot remains. Give me the names of the collaborators. I have no idea what you're talking about. Monarchist fatheads have nothing better to do than plot. See, I'm wondering how far this game will go. Will we still be around when Napoleon marches in and takes over? Because that could be a very interesting part of the revolution to be a judge in. Call in witness Oliver Forte, because it's the last question, and I want to know. Introduce yourself. Oh, that's better. Sergeant Oliver Forte, 2nd Section of the 39th Demi Brigade, 1st Artillery Company. Witness, where were you supposed to lead the cannon transport? Captain said we should all be in Portions at 9 AM or we'd be guillotined. Did he now? Comrades of the witness testify that at some point the accused changed the destination of the transport, sending it to Warburg instead of Portions. Captain joined us during a break, took me to one side and said we had the wrong orders and should head to Warburg. He stank like a brewery, and still you believed him. The officers are constantly drunk and we have to listen to them anyway. Okay. Yeah, what do you know about that relationship? I've rescued his life in Valmy. The whole unit knows that. After he was moved to our Demi Brigade, they kept writing letters to each other. Did the accused know about his sentence? I guess so, since he was downbeat, but he never spoke about it. He's a soldier, not a politician. Could he have known that de Laval was kept in and condemned? We're awaiting their execution. He certainly knew Laval was in Bissert. I doubt he knew he'd be shot. I think he could have guessed it, though. When he came to change the destination for Portions to Varbonne, he was mumbling that he wouldn't participate in something. So he is guilty, he knew. You mentioned a plot or any names? I didn't hear anything like that. Yeah. I was already pretty sure that he knew, but that soldier all but confirmed it. He fell back on alcohol because he realized he was going to have to execute his friend. They were constantly talking to each other through letters, so he probably had a decent idea that he was in prison there. And he could probably guess why he was being called back, so... Sorry, dude, but it seems like you are absolutely guilty. I don't think there's any real question about it. You're guilty. I understand why you did it, but I cannot condone it. Oh, and some minor cases, okay. Louis Dolbion. National Guard Lieutenant Louis Dolbion accepted a bribe, a gold watch, from Gutha Dufresne. The latter was arrested because he was caught riding around Paris drunk and assaulted another driver with whom he was arguing on the street. Execute him. Maximilian Kreppen. Son of an aristocrat convicted of counter-revolutionary activity, tried to interrupt his execution. He yelled, "The king was a bastard, but at least he did not decapitate random people." Execute him. The widow of the butler working of Lavon wanted to purchase a large amount of gunpowder. During the interrogation, she admitted to planning to blow up the city. Execute her. And now, once again, we're close to being killed by the aristocrats because they keep doing idiotic things and forcing me to behead them. I don't want to do it. You keep making me. Did the defendant confess to the crime? No, he did not. Did he explain his decision? It was due to the order. Who was supposed to be executed? Counter-revolutionaries. How did the soldier describe the scheduled execution? Torturing defenseless people is what he said. I sentence Gaston de Tosse to be guillotined. Lead the condemned out. Fortunately, you were able to weed out before he failed our army on the battlefield. Well done! You're killing a defender of France. Bravo. It's interesting that some people were not for that. 4 out of 4? Good job. Hell yeah. Aristocrats down by 15. Yikes. Yeah, considering I pissed off the common folk pretty recently, I should do a speech and try and get them on side again. So I should... Still watching after finding you about 2 months ago. Hey! Good to see you, Madam B. Ah, yes, I remember you. I just looked at your messages. You were on when I was playing Fallout. Which I will do again at some point. Let's go. I think we need to manipulate, because he was trying to save his friend. The defendant, be aggressive. Revolution, be very aggressive. Oh, perfect. They're all green. We're going to have a good speech. Future generations will remember we were not cowards. Delivering punishments for such hideous crimes. This individual spits on the face of Themis and her people. Justice will not accept such insults. Can't sub till next month because I'm in between jobs right now. That's alright, the fact that you even want to sub is awesome. I currently don't have a job either, so I am poor as fuck. I am poorer than most of these revolutionaries right now. Justice will not accept such insults. So, you know, I fully understand. It's all good. Only death awaits the enemies of France. Viva la France. Satisfied crowd. That gets my reputation up. That should help. I will accept the verdict with dignity, but do not let that ease your conscience. Sorry, dude. Beheaded. I notice it doesn't show the crowd's response anymore. It used to show me like an overview of the crowd and they were all like smiling when I did it. It doesn't do that anymore. I should go home, not to the gambling den. Oh, Danton's here. Gobel is currently immune. He has Herbert supporting the common folk appreciate what you did. He claims to be fully devoted to the rule of reason and rejecting everything that is wrong with the clergy. Clever. Only Rossphere can stop him now, and he will if that rule of reason begins to cross the line. Or if they publish their list of 73, I am sure Rossphere associates were also listed there. Herbert's stupidity and ambition are what make him content with Rossphere. He has long dreamt about this power, as have we all. Herbert will lose without the friends. He would destroy by revealing the list, and without his support from the clergy, Goebel is a weak ally. Yes, but Herbert is too proud to see that. I know him well. He heard the calling and will not let go. We must convince him that fighting Rossphere alone means death. And what if he does not let go? Then he will die the moment the crusade against the 73 starts. Herbert and his rule of reason will die at the hand of Rossphere. The incorruptible will take control of Paris. We must introduce Herbert to someone with the potential to have a power base. Someone who will be much stronger tool against Rossphere and Gobel. I think that I have the perfect candidate. My family already hates me and I really don't know if I can do anything. This game really intriguing because playing a lawyer is fairly common, but as a judge, something interesting I think. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's really interesting to be the judge, but you're also kind of a politician because you have to like try and do what's right at the same time as juggling all the people's reputations and trying not to get yourself killed, which I find interesting. I'll be honest, my family already hates me. I'm just going to support construction of the statue. They already despise me. They can't despise me any more than they already do. So, let's just let it be. Let's get that statue real well constructed before they come to have a look at it. I've got an achievement, man bites man. What does that even mean? Kill 30 agents. Right. New opportunities. The statue has reached another level of development. You can now seize another building. Yeah, that could be handy. Okay, so they're going to be fighting. And he's fighting. I can't move around right now, I guess. Days before the inspection, 7. Wasn't it 3? No, well, doesn't matter. So we could seize the hideout or the printing house. the hideout do? Hideout will help agents operate more efficiently in Paris. The printing enables actions against muscadins and revolutionary patrols. I think we'll seize the hideout would be more use right now. So they're all stuck in position. I can't do anything with them. Rosphere. All those in power and influence who remain agree that Rosphere must disappear. Rosphere also knows that sooner or later there will only be one place available at the top. We're going after Rosphere? Now that's freaking dangerous. This guy was a psycho. He like made a religion around himself. Was it called the Religion of Reason or something? And he beheaded so many people. Like, why are we going after Rosphere? What is wrong with us? Are we insane? You want him on side. Hey people, good to see that some of you made it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this content, there should be much more like it on my channel. Feel free to subscribe to see some more. Check out some of my links in the description. I stream on Twitch 3-4 days a week. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll put some links for some other videos on the screen that you can enjoy now. See you all in the next one, I hope.